Going that way, guys.
Nobody expected the night in Miami to end like this. What started as a normal celebrity club appearance suddenly turned into complete madness when reports exploded online claiming Terence Crawford and GervontaDavis were involved in a shocking confrontation outside one of the city's hottest night spots. Witnesses say the energy changed instantly the moment the two boxing superstars crossed paths, and within seconds, the crowd knew something serious was happening. Phones came out. Security rushed in. People started screaming and pushing just to get closer to the action. According to people standing nearby, harsh words were exchanged before chaos completely erupted in the street. Videos circulating online allegedly show fans running, security guards trying to separate people, and bystanders yelling as the situation spiraled out of control. Some even claim they heard Crawford shouting at Davis moments before everything exploded. But here's where things get even crazier. Several witnesses are now claiming that GervontaDavis looked furious after being confronted, while others insist Terence Crawford wasn't backing down for a second. The tension reportedly became so intense that club security had to form a human wall just to stop the crowd from flooding into the street. Miami traffic reportedly slowed as dozens of fans gathered around hoping to catch a glimpse of the confrontation between two of boxing's biggest names. Social media is already going insane over the alleged incident. Fans are choosing sides, arguing over who started it, and demanding a real fight between the two champions. Some believe this was pure disrespect. Others think the entire moment may have been building for months behind the scenes. Either way, the internet cannot stop talking about it. Now everybody's asking the same question: was this just a heated moment outside a club, or the beginning of one of the wildest boxing rivalries the sport has ever seen? Because after tonight, the tension between Terence Crawford and GervontaDavis feels more real than ever, and fans are desperate to know what happens next. Crawford, who usually keeps his cool, tried to play down the situation at first, but things quickly got worse when Davis responded to Crawford's claim that he wanted to fight Canelo Alvarez. The mood changed quickly. "Man, Canelo doesn't even care about you," Davis told Crawford as he laughed. "You're only looking for a fight to make money." Crawford's temper had hit its peak in an instant. When Crawford lost it, he charged at Davis and punched him, which caught everyone by surprise. When security arrived to separate them, the situation had already turned into chaos. A lot of people were screaming, cameras were going off, and the club was a mess. It was an interesting event, but not in a good way.
Fight with you and Terence Crawford, it would be one of the biggest in boxing.
We're not talking about yet about the fight. Me and Tukulaj know each other, and then we wanna see what happens.
And when do you want to get out next? I know you're here in London tonight. When are you going to be in a camp?
Very nice.
When are you going to be in a camp? I know you're
in camp. Training camp in March.
Okay, so
at the beginning of the middle of the February.
If you've been paying attention to boxing, you know that this flash had a past. Crawford and Davis have been fighting for months, and their arguments have been made worse by comments and jabs on social media. The trouble began when Crawford scolded Davis for not being invited to London for Turkey's famous ring awards ceremony. Davis took this personally. Davis, who never backs down, replied by saying that Crawford was putting money before ability, especially with his controversial choice to fight Canelo Alvarez. Insults were thrown back and forth. Everyone is better than the last. People have been talking about this feud for a long time, but no one thought it would turn violent until lately. Now, let's look at the fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, which Davis used to say bad things about Crawford. People had different responses when Crawford announced that he would fight Canelo for his unified super middleweight titles at 168 pounds. On the one hand, some see it as a risky move that will help him cement his reputation by going up against one of the sport's most famous names. Some people say Crawford only wants a paycheck and has no chance of beating Canelo. Davis didn't hold back when he talked about this problem. He told Crawford he was wrong to think that Canelo cares about him or the fight. Canelo is thinking about other things that are more important. Davis says that Edley doesn't know you exist, but you're yelling for a fight like it's your retirement plan. A lot of people have called the Crawford-Canelo fight a circus show that was made more for fun than for sports. People who know a lot about boxing think that Crawford should earn his chance at 168 by fighting the best contenders instead of being given a straight fight against Canelo. Davis's words struck a nerve, and Crawford lost it.
Are you retiring?
Are you losing the love?
What changed? What made you?
It's trash, garbage.
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Madam. Gervonta, something should have happened at the time, because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like the talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything? Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford and Leonard Edelby usually they're around to?
You think you might be gaining love for it though? You never know. Like, like you said, you got to walk for days.
Fans went crazy when they heard about the Crawford-Davis fight. With hashtags like #SharkClubShows and #SharkKidDavis, social media lit up like a Christmas tree, and the boxing scandal is quickly spreading. A lot of people who back Crawford think that Gervonta went too far by involving his family in the fight. Others think Tank is just trying to keep his name out there as he gets closer to retirement. To be honest, Gervonta isn't just throwing hands for fun. He's making noise, and it's working. But here's the catch. John is thinking about more than just Crawford. He is said to be in talks with Ryan Garcia for a huge fight. We are talking about a huge $150 million deal paid for by Turki Al-Yalik, the same person who has paid for some of the biggest and best boxing events.
His debut at 154 said, if the money's right, we'll fight. Everybody wants that fight. What do you feel about that matchup? People saying the weight, all this stuff. How do you feel about that?
You know, everybody wants to fight me. Everybody calling me out and everything. And, you know, like I say, I have nothing to win with Crawford. 2-3 weights class less than me. But if the money is right, why not? Right? Why not? But look, I'm focused 100% on Berlanga. I know I have a challenge in front. I never overlook any fighter. So I'm focused 100% in this, and then we...
There is more to Turki's participation than just money. He wants to make every fight he fights feel like a big show. He is in charge of making plans. He has something to do with Crawford and Gervonta's most recent moves, which are what's starting these crossover fights and super fights. Fans are raving about how Turki's appearance has changed the sport and made every fight feel like a big deal. Whether Crawford goes after Canelo or Tank makes their fight worse, it's all part of a bigger plan to keep fans glued to their TVs and in the news. And since Gervonta wants to go out on a high note, we can expect some big fireworks before he hangs up his gloves.
Was Turki Al-Sheikh at the other event across town, put out an open challenge to you on the internet with Turki Al-Sheikh calling you out. What's your response to Terence Crawford's call out tonight?
No comments.
What does this mean for the future of Crawford and Davis? To begin with, this event could have major effects on Crawford. He's going to fight Canelo soon. And the last thing he needs is this kind of chaos. Promoters and supporters will be unhappy if their athlete gets into fights on the street, which could put the whole match at risk. Davis has been making hints about retiring for a while now, and this event may finally make him do it. He has one more fight scheduled at the Barclays Center against Lamont Roach, and rumors are going around of a mega fight with TankDavis. But this violence may overshadow his last moments in the sport.
Is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy. He's strong. That's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you will whoop his ass.
Like, yes man type stuff.
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on Israel Magdalene.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at fights as stepping stone.
Both of the combatants could be punished or suspended from their commissions, and the public has already made its view clear. Things aren't simple here, and the results could be very bad for both guys.
Metal shield and you have a glass shield. Talk about the punch resistance. What do you think it takes assessment, man?
We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Could he get it in the future?
Too little.
I mean, you came up from 35, right?
He ain't fighting no real guys at 47.
See, okay. What about everyone's talking about Errol fighting the winner of Canelo and Jamel. Could you ever do that? Is that too much weight or?
What, 168?
Yeah.
I ain't going up there.
Right.
So we got Canelo winning them, right? Then
With all of this going on, the main question is whether Crawford and Davis will even fight. Even though they are very different sizes, stranger things have happened in fighting. Crawford is a welterweight moving up to superweight, while Davis has dominated the lightweight division. However, Davis has said he might quit, so anything is possible.
Crawford wants to fight Canelo.
Yeah.
Just from your expert opinion, knowing how Canelo fights, what he's like in the ring. I know you haven't been in the ring with Terence, but what do you think of that fight?
I truly believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that favor Canelo is that, is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford could match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, you can't count him.
Think about the hype. Fans would be glued to their TVs if these two chose to settle their differences in the ring. It would be one of the most anticipated fights in recent memory. There are real problems with making this struggle happen, but the wish is clear. Where do we go from here? Will Crawford and Davis have to deal with the results of what they did? Would this argument lead to a legal fight between the two? What effects will this have on their future jobs and legacies? A lot of questions still need to be answered, and everyone in the fighting world is eager to find out more. There is one thing that is for sure, the story is not over yet. Crawford and Davis do business in the ring and in public. We will always be on the lookout for new breakthroughs. Keep an eye out for the latest news. What are your thoughts on this strange event? Which team are you on? Clark or Davis? Do you think this fight will turn into a real one? Leave your ideas in the section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to make sure you don't miss any of the excitement in boxing. I'll see you at the next one.